Welcome back. It is the Buckmaster Show on this Monday afternoon, and once a month I look forward to speaking with Suzanne Miller. Suzanne is the very personable and knowledgeable communications manager at the Better Business Bureau of Tucson in Southern Arizona. We are just so delighted to have this partnership with the Buckmaster Show because we can put out some really good information that might save our listeners a real hassle. And it is our monthly scam alert. Suzanne, how are you?
I'm good, Bill. How are you?
Doing very well. And many folks very excited about your open house,
Yes.
Your new quarters downtown. I was just speaking with Christopher here at the station. He says it's a beautiful facility.
We love being there. It is a great location. We've actually doubled, if not tripled, the walk-ins that we've had into our office, and it's just a beautiful space for us to do our work.
And you're going to show it off. There's an
Yes.
open house coming up. I believe it's a week from Valentine's Day. Is that correct?
Yes, it's Tuesday the 21st, and it's going to run from 4 to 7. KVOI is going to be there with a live broadcast,
Live
which we're
remote.
really excited about. And we're just going to have a great time just kind of showing off the new space and allowing for a lot of great networking to happen. We're going to have a lot of government officials, but we're also going to have community partners, our accredited businesses, and the general public is all welcome. It's a free event with food and drink and, a good time.
And register if you can at tucson.bbb.org on the website. But if you don't get a chance to do that, just certainly come by and check it out.
Absolutely.
This scam that we're going to talk about next seems to be the talk of the town. And I guess for want of a better phrase for this one, Suzanne, we're going to call this "Can You Hear Me" scam.
That's pretty appropriate.
What's it all about?
Well, basically, the "Can you hear me" is the question criminals want you to answer yes to. It's a robocall phone scam circulating across the nation. We received over 1,500 reports via our scam tracker, and we are receiving a high volume of calls about it as well. And the numbers just continue to increase.
So what are they trying to do here? They're trying to get you to say yes, correct?
Right. And while it is, clear that it's a widespread tactic, we still are uncertain how this plays out in the long game.
Mm-hmm.
We know from experience with similar directory scams aimed at businesses that the recording can later be doctored to make it seem as if you've agreed to a purchase by playing back your voice as proof of agreement. So the robocallers are spoofing local numbers or engaging telemarketing firms locally to call. So watch out for the local numbers. And they are just asking the question, "Can you hear me?" But when targets don't answer, they move forward with noting additional questions and saying, this call is about a free vacation or a trip to Disneyland, maybe the purchase of a timeshare. Really what they're just trying to get you to do is say yes.
Like, would you like a free vacation? And then most people might answer in the affirmative. Yes.
Exactly.
So they got you.
Right,
So
right.
once they hear that word, yes, they are very happy. And then they don't care what you say.
Right. So we really just want to warn consumers about this scam and recommend that they just hang up to avoid potential fraud, even though we don't have evidence of how they're going to be using this information.
Just better be safe than sorry.
Correct.
This other one kind of scares. Well, all of them always scare me. But the tax scam is really this is so widespread.
It is, and we're actually going to be doing a segment on this as well. But the fraudulent filing is where somebody gets a piece of your information, typically your social security number, and then file under your social security number when you go to submit your return. It's already been filed under that number, and of course it wasn't you. Mm-hmm. So the recommendation is that you file early before a fraudster has a chance to file under your number.
How does that work? What would typically the fake IRS robocall be like?
I would say they say something similar to, "This call is an official final notice from the IRS. The nature and purpose of this call is to inform you that we have received official legal petition notice of a tax fraud against you. So before this matter goes to the federal claims courthouse or before you get arrested, I love the arrested part, please call immediately on our department number. And, so there's that call to urgency, and that always plays on people because who wants to mess with the IRS, right? But this is a complete scam.
Don't tell me they want some kind of payment.
Of course. Absolutely. So when you give in and you give them a call, they really want to get access to your checking account and money. And the BBB says the IRS will only contact you by mail. So I repeat, the IRS will only contact you by mail. And they're certainly not going to send somebody same day from the police department to arrest you and jail you.
Are the scammers that are in the IRS neighborhood who are trying to pretend like they're part of the IRS also using email, Suzanne?
Yes, and they're using letters. In fact, our CEO today brought in a letter that her own mother found that has a letter saying that we are going to come and, arrest you. But it has, information from a different country, and you could tell that the wording was a little off. Everybody is vulnerable to this, and they're going to get you any means necessary. And so, sometimes you won't respond to the call, so they'll start mailing you information and emailing you information. And there's not just one person out there doing it. All the scammers are doing this as a ploy in different mediums.
And typically the IRS would not call you.
Right.
I mean, they do some kind of a certified letter or something with a number that. And you can double check to make sure it's really from the IRS.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, if you really do question it, don't call back the number that's on the letter, but go ahead and call directly to the IRS.
Yes, you're right. Don't call the number that might be on the letter,
right,
but
of
call
course
the
they're
IRS.
Say yes,
yeah, they would say yes.
It's not the IRS.
Yes.
So, but basically, do not respond to any emails like that or letters. It's the call, just hang up on them. Do not engage.
We see these, and tax preparers, of course, they're out there, and most of them are legit, but some are not.
Right. And we really, if they give you a promise that you're going to get a larger refund than the competitors, here's your sign. I mean, that's a big red flag that,
we can do better for you than
right.
anybody else.
Hello, right? It's just... These are numbers. And,
they're numbers. You're your tax return. It is what it is.
It is what it is. That's a great way to put it, Bill.
To play around with the numbers and say, well, I can get you more. Sure.
Right. You want to work with people that you can trust. And again, you can go to the BBB Directory and, start with that directory because, we have accredited businesses and tax preparers that have been vetted and they have ratings on there and reviews. And don't guess. That game. That's too important.
That is the best place to start for really all of your consumer needs, the Tucson.bbb.org. And that is also the place, Suzanne, for register for the open house.
Yes, it's, I really want all of our community to come and just stop by for a little bit, say hi, introduce yourselves. And this is going to be a huge networking event because we're going to have everyone there from all facts of life. And it's going to be fun. We're going to have a great time.
Suzanne Miller, always a pleasure. And again, we want to send people to the website, and it is Tucson.bbb.org. Suzanne Miller, always a pleasure.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks a lot. 12:45 now on The Buckmaster Show. Up next, Dr. Mark Sykes. He's the CEO of the Tucson-based Planetary Science Institute. He's on our live line from Washington, D.C. We're going to talk about space and the Trump administration right after this.